Today in My Market Kitchen, we've got Matt Preston, author of many best-selling cookbooks. He's dined at some of the best restaurants over the world, but most importantly, he's a top bloke and a friend of mine. Welcome.
Lyton, lovely to see you. Right, so we're going to do some cooking, yes, which is a nice turning of the tables.
Yep.
On the time we spent together in the MasterChef kitchen.
I get to taste yours with the spoon and walk away
and look and do
discerning.
That, and say things like, are you sure the tomato is a good idea? So basically, I love those flavours you get on a Puttanesca pasta. You know, the classic pasta from down near Naples, and it's got capers and often anchovies, olives, and it's a very intense flavoured pasta. And this was just taking the other idea, taking a really meaty white fish and bringing those flavours, because they're classic Mediterranean flavours. What we're going to do though is put everything in the oven and everything in one pot. So minimise the washing. So if you've got a
no dishes, no messing around.
Well, one dish, and obviously we maximise washing up by putting everything small dishes first, because I believe today's Emma's Day.
Emma's Day. It's Emma's turn to wash up.
What I've got here is I've got a baby fennel bulb, just sliced into comparatively, thickish slices, but not really wedges. I'm going to spread that on the bottom of the bowl. Half a red onion. Again, I don't mind if it stays a bit chunky like that. And then some garlic cloves. I'm just going to crush them like that with the back of the knife. If you were trying to impress your future mother-in-law, which I know is important, you just take them out like that. So she'll pretend she's coming around. We're then going to put in a few sprigs of thyme. And just like that, basically like whole, because I want to be able to pick them out rather than having little sticky bits. Now we might I love garnishing with parsley, but also parsley gives you such a great flavour with the stalks as well. So I'm just going to cut the stalks. So I'm going to use everything.
That's good, and they're going to roast off, soften, transfer that like celery flavour.
And then a little bit of olive oil, if you just want to squidge some olive oil on there. We're going to bake these veggies off in the oven for 20 minutes, 200 degrees. Yeah. I'm going to put some tomatoes in as well. I'm just going to give them a pierce so they don't explode. So this bowl of crunchy vegetable goodness could be a salad, but it's going to go straight into the oven now. For 20 minutes, it's just going to soften down and break down and get lovely and toasty. Then we're going to put a tomato sauce over the top, and then we're going to nestle in some fillets of fish, and that's going to cook everything through. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a sweet sour tomato sauce that's going to just nape over the top of those vegetables when they're cooked, and that's going to help steam and also poach the fish. So, one large pan, nothing fancy, just a can of tomatoes.
Straight in, crushed tomatoes.
A good splash of red wine vinegar, just to give it some sourness. So, and a bit of sugar to balance it. Now I've got some white wine in here. I'm going to bring a bit more acidity and a bit more complexity. Put a little bit of salt to season. Don't need to cook that up. That's going to go back in the oven on top of that vegetable. So it's that's just done, ready to go. All right, so Lindsay, you look here, everything's lovely and that's really soft. The tomatoes have kind of
nice
with the
burnish.
Yeah, and that's all flavoured. So all we're going to do now is pour over that tomato sauce.
I love this. It's just so simple and straightforward. A lot of people are scared about Puttanesca. It's Italian. It's a bit of a...
I think people are more scared about fish. It shows you how beautifully simple fish is. And these flavours, if you think fish is a bit bland and a bit boring, there ain't nothing boring about that sauce. Now you could put into their sauce, you could customise that with some chilli, or you could customise that with some anchovies. So all these different things you could put in there, depending on whether you want some heat or some extra saltiness in there. Two nice big chunky fillets of firm flesh whitefish. Yeah. So rockling is well priced, that's good. You just nestle it down in there. Okay, so a little bit of olive oil. Yeah, because, of course. As they're doing the Oliver.
Well, I must admit, when I first started cooking, I wasn't a big fan of seasoning with olive oil. Now it goes on everything.
I find sometimes it can be too strongly flavoured. Yeah. And I find that a problem, so I'll use grapeseed in a lot of cooking. I'd rather use lemon juice. Yeah. If I'm going to season, I'll season with salt and lemon juice. And for me, that's the way you season at the end. Okay, so 10 minutes, same oven, same temperature, and that'll just cook through. Right then, so there we have it, Puttanesca-based fish. You can smell the olives, you can see that lovely toasty tomato-iness.
That fish is cooked beautifully, you can see it from here. And I love how you really went heavy on the pepper on top. I think that's going to add a great touch to it. You happy?
I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Look at that bit there.
That is absolutely delicious.
5 minutes of prep, 30 minutes in the oven, one bowl to wash up. And really, romantically, we could just share it like this. No need for another plate and just spoons.
Well, thank you very much, Matt Preston, coming in and sharing in his really quick, simple Puttanesca baked fish. It's an absolute delight to have you in.
Thank you, Lyton.